Earlier this week, Senator Elizabeth Warren announced that on day one, if she was elected president, she would ban offshore oil drilling. No new offshore drilling rigs and no more drilling in our national parks. Bernie Sanders has now one-upped her on that, which I loved Elizabeth Warren's plan. I thought it was phenomenal. And then Bernie Sanders has come along and now laid out something that goes even further than Elizabeth Warren. And to be honest, this is the kind of primary fighting that needs to be taking place. Not the nonsense you see on Twitter, not the nonsense you're reading from, we talked to this person's mother and they said she's out to get. No, ignore all that crap. Because the real fights that we should be having are the ones that are taking place. Nobody's yelling at the other side. Nobody's calling the other side an idiot or a bro or misogynistic or whatever it is. The fight that's taking place is one about the party's soul and future and their vision. And it's a good fight. It's a friendly fight. It's about who can create the best policies to move this country forward in the way that it needs to move. And that's what's happening between Warren and Sanders right now. There is no bad blood there. There is no anger. There is no shouting. There's no name calling. It's just, let me see if I can push these policies even further. And that's what Bernie Sanders is doing right now. It could be completely unrelated to Warren. But these are the kinds of things that should be happening in the primaries. This is what we need to know about the candidates, where they stand, what they want to do, and how they're going to do it. And so far, those two people, Warren and Sanders, have been the clearest, not just about their intentions, but about how they'll go about making it a reality. And that seems to be missing from a lot of the candidates. Tulsi Gabbard has a lot of great policies, and she also helps explain how we get there. But let's start right now with Bernie Sanders, with his new proposal that kind of one-ups Elizabeth's no offshore drilling and no drilling on public lands. Here's what Bernie says. He's going to pass a Green New Deal to save American families money and generate millions of jobs by transforming our energy system away from fossil fuels to 100% energy efficiency and sustainable energy. That is wonderful. That is needed. And yes, what he's done here and what the Green New Deal did, what AOC and everybody else pushing it has been talking about, is that we're not killing fossil fuel industry jobs. We're not. They're going away, yes. But those are the people that are going to be moved. We're going to pay for their training, and they're going to go work in the renewable energy sector. No jobs lost. It's just a transition. We're moving you from A to B. You'll make more money with B, far fewer health risks working with B. So let's get you away from A. Honestly, Hillary Clinton had this proposal in 2015 while she was running for president. A $30 billion jobs retraining program to get people out of the fossil fuel industry and into the renewable industry, but then she backed off it. That was one of the biggest mistakes Hillary made in her entire campaign. She unveiled this big, broad, wonderful proposal, and then she backed off it a couple weeks later after the fossil fuel industry started pushing back on her. That's not going to happen with Bernie, and that's not going to happen with Elizabeth Warren. And anyway, that's just point one. Let me get to the other ones here. Invest in infrastructure and programs to protect the frontline communities most vulnerable to extreme climate impacts like wildfires, sea level rise, drought, floods, and extreme weather like hurricanes. Reduce carbon pollution emissions from our transportation system by building out high-speed passenger rail, electric vehicles, and public transit. Ban fracking and new fossil fuel infrastructure and keep oil, gas, and coal in the ground by banning fossil fuel leases on public lands. And end exports of coal, natural gas, and crude oil. So there you have it. He also wants to ban fracking, and he wants to ban any new oil drilling projects in the United States. Environmental groups, the ACLU, everybody came out and they said Bernie Sanders just raised the bar even higher. And yes, he did. This is an absolutely phenomenal proposal. And I don't care where you stand on Bernie. If you're one of the people who say, never Bernie, I hate him, he's in it for himself. I advise you to look at this story, to look at these policies, and to show me another candidate right now who is taking the issue of climate change as seriously as he is. Because you're not going to find it. You'll find some great talking points probably from most of them, on climate change. But when it comes down to proposals and things like that, here it is. Bernie's the one to beat right now, not just in the polls, but in terms of his environmental policy, which, to be honest, is the number one issue for 2020. Medicare for all is about a hair under that. But if we don't fix the issue of climate change, then none of the other problems matter. And Bernie understands that, and that's why he has said it in 2016, said it again with this proposal, is the number one issue facing this country and is the first thing that we have to work on when he gets elected. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.